All right, we are very excited here in the Build Studios. My name is Kevin Kenny. Welcome to the Build series. And I've been spending the past couple hours today trying to figure out what our guest cannot do. She is an award-winning actress. She hosts every red carpet from the BBMAs to the AMAs to the Golden Globes, and she has a brand new single and amazing music video, I should say, out for her new song, Me, that she put out all by herself as a newly independent artist. Let's give a very warm Build welcome to Laura Marano. That was very warm and very loud. Good job, guys. All right, before Laura gets out on stage, we're going to check out the music video I just alluded to there for Me. Check it out right here. All right, we're live now with Laura Marano, everybody.
Hey, guys, hey.
I don't know if I'm supposed to do this, but I gauge the popularity of our guest by how loud it is and how much it hurts my ears. That hurt right there. You have some diehard fans, some stans, actually.
Thank you, thank you. I know, I love the word stan, by the way. How great is that word?
I know.
Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for being here. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Of course, yeah. What a week for you, right? I just saw you Tuesday night at the AMAs, red carpet. You did an amazing job hosting, didn't she, guys? For those that tuned in, it was great, right?
It's definitely a bit of a crazy party, because you have like someone in your ear the whole time, and so I'm the kind of person where I love like talking to someone and listening. I also think that I have terrible hearing, and I feel like that was very tough on Tuesday because I literally have like someone blasting my ear talking to me, and then a guest would be talking to me, and I'd be like, what did you just say? Cool. But it was awesome. It was really, really fun.
Yeah. No, you did an amazing job, as you always do. Have you been able to rest, though? Because, I mean, you dropped the song last week. The music video came out this week. You did the carpet. Like, have you been able to have, like, a good night of sleep yet?
Not yet, but that's okay. I'm so ready to kind of push and promote this new music, this song. I have more music coming up. I'm so excited about it. And so, for me, I'm just all about it. It's been a really long time since I've released music. And now that I have, like, a whole body of work that's coming, I just want to, like, go, and you know, hustle. I can't say the word hustle. I feel like I can't pull it off, but
no.
but I'm so like excited about this music and like feel so connected to it that I'm excited to put the work into.
I mean, it's been such a long road. You think, I know a lot of artists that say, oh, it feels like you're giving birth to something, or it's a child, or what have you, when you release an album or a single. I can't imagine what this must feel like, because this is the first time you're doing this all on your own as an independent artist. And again, we'll get into the past few years, but just in your own words, what does it feel like to have Me out in the world?
Well, also, how fun is the title Me?
Yeah.
I feel like I can just like have so much fun with puns and wordplay, being like, it's me. This is me. Like me. Do you like me? Anyway, but it's really, really exhilarating. It's terrifying. It's kind of just all the emotions wrapped into one. Obviously, I'm doing this as an independent artist. I've been with 2 labels in the past 2-3 years, and it's the first time that I've kind of taken control, which is awesome. And it's really cool that I can kind of take the reins and put out what I want to put out and how I want to put it out. But it's definitely scary, and I'm doing it by myself, so it's obviously going to take way more work than if I had a huge kind of company behind me. So that's like a little daunting, but I'm so into the music, and I'm so grateful because the fans who have heard it have like loved it and been really supportive. So I'm happy. I'm really, really happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're loving it here in the Build Studios.
Yes, I love you guys.
Shrieks. Let's talk about this journey, though, because for the past 2 years, I mean, it's been a roller coaster in your own words. You've essentially, let's go back to actually a year ago, around November 2017. At that point in time, you had made about 2 albums worth of original music. You'd made about 2 to 3 films, and for reasons that were totally out of your control, they just didn't make the light of day.
Yeah.
What was that like as an artist? I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was it was a bummer. I mean, for lack of a better word, it was definitely a weird time because all I wanted to do was release something. And I think that it seems, obviously it's not the case, but I completely understand, when you don't put out something as an artist, whether, on the acting side for me or on the music side, I think it seems to people that you're kind of just like sitting around doing nothing, which totally wasn't the case. And that was like so frustrating to me because I just wanted to put something out. Last year in November, like literally like the day before my birthday, I was just like, like nothing is going as planned. And I was I was really kind of bummed about it. And then, near the end of the year, I was like, okay, I have to change things and I have to fix some things and make things work. And, then I got a movie in March with Noah Centineo and Camila Mendez called The Stand-In. So that took like a second for me to kind of regroup on some things. And once I finished that movie, I was like, okay, how am I going to put music out? What music am I putting out? How can I put this plan into motion? And I just kind of started putting some things in motion.
Yeah. Well, why was Me the first song you put out?
Well, besides the fact that it's just a really fun first single because it's me, it really feels like such a fun first kind of impression into what this new type of music that I'm doing, which is definitely different than boombox and la-la. It's still pop for sure, but it's like a little bit more minimal production. Half the songs are kind of in this vein. The other half are I like to call moody pop, that are a little bit moodier. And so I felt like Me really kind of, encompasses all that music, and it's just a really, really fun song that kind of gives a little window of what's to come.
Oh yeah, it's so catchy. It's like a real
And again,
earworm,
just
as
like
they say.
the name is Me, so it's just so fun.
How can you go wrong with that?
It's me.
Yeah. I think it sounds like you found yourself sonically here, and I know there was a time in your music career where you weren't feeling most secure with the sound of your music, and I was curious if that is at all tied to your success as an actress and being on a successful show and sort of maybe being torn at times saying, well, hey, like, are people going to expect my music to sound like what that character would make as opposed to what you as a person would make? What's been the relationship between those things?
I think for me, for sure, I think that definitely had something to do with it. I think there's a lot of things. I think I loved writing, and I loved, I love all genres of music, which I think kind of we all do, right? Whenever you ask someone, like, what's your favorite type of music? Everyone's like, well, I kind of listen to everything. Because I think we all do. I think there's so much truth to that. And so when I would go in the writing room, I was just kind of like so ADD on what I wanted things to sound like. And, I was kind of, younger and definitely not as experienced. And it really just takes like tens of like 20s of 30s of hundreds of songs to write before you really find what is fitting so nicely on your voice and what's so fitting so nicely just like feel-wise and groove-wise. And so when I was writing kind of for my first album that never came out, I was in this kind of pop rock time that was not really me, both literally and figuratively. And also I think it was kind of similar to Ali's music on Austin Alley in some ways. In some ways it wasn't. But once I kind of got out of that world and I started really going more into this area of music, I fell in love with how it sounded on my voice. I fell in love with how it felt. Like, there were so many times when I would be driving and I'd be really tired because I was just working, and I'd put my music on. This sounds like so nerdy and geeky, but I would put some of my songs up and I would just get so jazzed up and like pumped. And I realized that it felt really right.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the mark of a great song is if you are willing to listen to it. If it's
Totally.
in your rotation, I think you got to hit there.
And I think there was a level when I was first writing of like, okay, I got to write the hit. I got to write, something that someone's going to love, or I've got to sing that hit. And I think, over what the last 2.5 years have taught me is that, you got to write what you want to listen to. And maybe that's the hit that everyone wants to listen to. Maybe it's not, but as long as you're really loving the music and you're going to want to jam to it, then that's kind of the best you can do. That's the most authentic you can be.
Oh, absolutely. But, you talk about an eclectic taste like you have, then there's the challenge of a cohesive sound.
For
right?
sure. And
so you might have.
That was the issue with my first album. This second kind of group of like music is really cohesive, which is, you still have, the next song that I think I'm going to put out is a ballad. So it's literally just kind of like the piano and my voice. So it's definitely different than me, but there's something that still, it fits together. And I love it. That's like really exciting to me as an artist of having music that they're obviously different songs, but they just tell a story, maybe not even lyrically, even though they kind of do lyrically, but also just sonically.
Yeah, they marry nicely together.
Yes, it's lots of marriages happening. It's
me and me and me. Tell me about this new ballad. This sounds really cool. What's it called?
It's called Not Today.
Not Today.
I don't want to give away too much, but it's just kind of about feeling really depressed and down and vulnerable, and knowing that you're gonna rise above it, but not today. Like today, you're just gonna like cry it out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm really excited for the music video. We're like planning it right now, and I think it's gonna be pretty epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really pumped.
That's awesome. You know, you've been so open and honest about hardship. Speaking of the themes of Not Today, you went through a breakup over the past couple of years.
Yes.
And you were very honest in a recent interview just talking about how there are still times, even though time has passed, or moments where you still struggle with it. And I was just curious, what are those moments? Like, what do you struggle with today looking back on that breakup?
Well, first of all, I'm terrible with change. Like, I feel like I've done a few interviews today, and I've constantly mentioned my flip phone, which I know some of my fans are like, "We get it, you have a flip phone. I have a flip phone."
Do you really have a flip phone?
I really do. I'm so
What,
sorry.
is this like
Bring
an
it up
old
again.
school flip phone?
No, yeah, it's fine. It's a whole thing, but I think there's a level of me because I just hate change on like that level. But in personal relationships, the worst part about being an actress is you make a family with the crews that you work with, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, bye, see ya. And I hate that. And so take all that into account, and all of a sudden, I also kind of experienced a bunch of just grief and loss in the past 2 years, both professionally and personally. Like, some family members passed away, unfortunately, and all these kind of things. And my first really serious relationship that I was so in love, and, we cared about each other so much. We were each other's best friend. So many people have gone through this. All of a sudden, one day you're like not together anymore, and like that history that you have together is all of a sudden just you're kind of not sure what it means. Like, if we're not best friends now, did it matter that we were best friends then? And so dealing with that it's just still so weird to me. It's so weird that you get so close with someone, and then all of a sudden, when you both decide it's over, then it's like kind of over. But my ex and I are still friends, and we're like in a good place. So we actually did it in a very healthy, I think the best possible way you can do it. And it still hurts so much, and it's still really painful. So that definitely had a lot to do with me kind of opening up in the writing room for these songs.
Definitely. I mean, I assume there's going to be a larger body of work at some point in time, not that there's a rush on that. But what other life experiences over the past few years have influenced whatever you're working on now? I mean, I'm sure Not Today may be tied to that relationship or breakup a little bit.
Yeah.
What other life experiences are going to be heard on this record?
Well, definitely on the other side of falling in love. I, fell in love again. And like, that's been just incredible and amazing, and me's very much inspired by that. And then I think there's just things that I take from my professional life, because I'm in, this industry that is professional, but you put so much of your personal self in it, so the lines get blurred all the time. Of course, I kind of take from that professional world and put it into, I take things personally, because that's just, we're human beings. And so I definitely put that into my music as well. All the kind of awesome things that happened in the past years, all the not so awesome things, on the professional side. I just kind of like, anytime I was feeling anything, I put it down in this journal I was writing in. I sounded so like new age. I had a journal. But it was awesome. Yes, the one guy who laughed. Yes, the journal. And it's funny because I think we all have different experiences, but at the end of the day, when we're feeling pain, we all can relate to that feeling of pain, even if there's a different experience that led to it. So, when I would be writing my journal, I'd be writing about the specifics of the experience, but then I would just write about the feelings as well. And I found that a lot of the music, and also I have like a lot of happy songs too. Like, I feel like I sound so depressed. But I think that feelings are relatable if experiences aren't. So that's what I kind of took with me in writing these songs.
Do lyrics ever start off as journal entries? Or like little bits and
Yes,
pieces?
100%. Totally. Oh yeah, like most of them do.
Yeah. No, it's great. You've been writing music. It's funny because so many people met you, millions of people met you as an actress on the hit show Austin and Ally. But you've been like a music fan. You've been wanting to do this music thing since you were little. And I was wondering, could we get like a lyric or two from the early 2000s classic, I Love You, Uncle Tony?
Oh,
even though I disagree with you politically?
Okay, so it was, I don't remember much of it because I was 3. But it's a legend, let me tell you, it's a legendary song in the Marano house. No one really remembers the words except that title. And it was really more about my love for my Uncle Tony than it was about our disagreements politically as I was 3 years old. But it was, I don't even know how it went melodically, but I'm sure it was a hit. And hopefully, I had one song that I wrote when I was like 5 that I'm the one who said why, and you're the one who said bye. I'm the one who said why, and now I'm saying bye. So that was, I also was like so moody as a 5-year-old. I was like really weird. Like it was unreal. I was so weird. I'm still pretty weird, but I would like, as 5, I'd be like, yeah, no, I was seeing this guy and he cheated on me. And everyone's like, you're 5, totally.
On the playground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, his name was Nicholas Hudson. It's fine. It's cool.
Oh, wow, just put him on blast. Drop a name.
He's actually a great guy. He's going to be like, Laura, you're crazy, because I'm crazy. It's fine.
That's awesome. Well, Nicholas, if you're watching right now, wherever you are.
No, I really love you. You're great.
You're great, Nicholas, here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your inspirations early on. Pink was huge for you. You love
I love
Pink.
I still love Pink, yeah.
And there's been so many eras of Pink, though. Do you remember, do you have a favorite era or incarnation of Pink as the artist?
I'm Not Dead.
Okay.
Like, Just Like a Pill is just...
Yo. Dude, high five right up there. That's my favorite Pink song.
Just, what a song. She's just, there's so many things. She's so good. She's just, I just want to die and explode. I feel she's so underrated. Like, she has the most incredible voice. She's such an incredible songwriter. And then she just, like, jumps off buildings while singing.
I was going to say, were you at the AMAs last year?
Yeah.
Do you remember her at the JW Marriott in downtown LA?
Unreal.
She's performing on the side of the building.
Unreal. And
Crazy.
she's like singing really hard songs live. Like most people, when I'm singing a hard song live, I'm like, okay, let's just not move. Okay, let's focus. And she's just like doing flips off the side of a building. She's nuts. I love her.
Speaking of artists that you've worked with, actually, and not just admired, but Jason Mraz you wrote with.
Yes, I actually, ironically, wrote a song with him called Not Like Me. I don't know.
Which is the remix to
Yes. No, yes, I wrote with him in 2015, and that song has kind of gone through a journey. 2015, we're now in 2018, and it's still pretty relatable to my life. Even kind of more relatable to my life than it was back then. That's always weird. I sometimes wonder if I can like feel the future with my songwriting, because there's been things that I've written about that happen like a few months later where I'm like, did I put this in the universe? This is weird. But yeah, that song was super fun, and we kind of didn't know what to do production-wise. We put in this like pop rock tone, and it just didn't work. And so we kind of just did it acoustically, and it just... it feels timeless to me. It's awesome.
Yeah. And that's the guy to do acoustic songs.
Duh. And he's so amazing / annoying to write with, because he's so talented. Like, he's just so, the moment words come out of his mouth melodically, you're just like, that sounds perfect. He was like, I was recording on my iPad, and he would just like sing harmonies on top of the chorus. And I was just like, I hate you. You're so good. He's so good. He's awesome. And he gave me an avocado. Yes, he has an avocado. Thanks. Snaps.
Just like on the way out, like, hey, great work.
No, before we started.
Oh, wow. Just open with the avocado.
He has an avocado farm.
Okay.
I know. I feel like I should lead with that.
Yeah, okay.
He has an avocado farm, and it was like a humongous avocado. It was a very healthy avocado, and I like didn't use it because I didn't know what to do, because I like love avocados, but Jason Mraz gave me an avocado. And
Don't tell me you still have this avocado.
No, of course not. It rotted away, but it was it was a beautiful gesture, and I do kind of wish I made guacamole out of it, but it's okay.
You could have.
Yeah.
It could have been like a centerpiece in your living room. Like, that's the Jason Mraz avocado right there.
But it would have
preserved.
It would. I know how they preserved it. That would have been brilliant. That would have been creepy, actually. Let's be real. Like,
been a little weird.
I've been like, hey, Jason, remember that avocado you gave me? I still have it. Like, it'd be pretty weird.
I got a fun game we're going to play in a second, but I want to get to this music video if we can pull it up here live in the studio, because the cool thing about being an independent artist is you have a lot more say over the content that you put out. So I have to imagine that you had some say into the concept here.
Yeah.
What went into this video?
What
like
is
in
the
terms
concept?
of the concept? Yeah, well, I mean, of course, like, it's a party, it's a great time.
Yeah.
But whose idea was it, and who'd you work with?
So it was my idea. I worked with the same director I worked with on Boombox, because he's just awesome. Boombox was a kind of a similar experience where I had an idea for it, and Cole Walliser, who directed it, just like took it and made it awesome. So I was like, okay, here's my crazy idea. I want to do it like from the perspective of the guy. and I want to be at a party, and I want at the end for him to see different versions of me. Go. And he kind of just took the idea and ran with it and made this, and I'm like so happy. I was so nervous. I was like, I hope it turns out cool. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. You know, it was a music video on a way lower budget than any of the other videos Cole and I had worked on. So I was like, I hope it looks good. And I think it looks really good. I think he killed it.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you can do so much on not a huge budget these days.
Totally,
I mean, this is a testament
and
to that.
the house that we're in, randomly that house I was thinking of doing a video for a song called La La that I had put out. And so we were going to use, it's the Gonzalez Resort. And we were going to use this house for that video. And then things end up not working out that label. And so we like ghosted on them. And so like 2 years later, I was like, hey, remember me? Can we still film at your house but for a different song? And they're like, yeah, sure. Their house is sick though. Their house is insane. Yeah.
And now, is this you? Like, is this true to life socially? Like, if you have free time in your busy schedule, are you gonna throw a big party, more low key? Like,
yeah, I mean, I definitely I don't have a backyard like this, but if I did, I would. And I'm not sure I'm that great at beer pong. That was my first time making a margarita, so that was fun. Fun fact, I can't pour margarita mix into a margarita. It's really hard for me. So those things I'm not sure were super true. I think I could totally rock beer pong. I just, you know, it depends. But yeah, it was, I did kind of want to give the feel of like being at a party with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you certainly did that. I like the...
And there's a grotto.
Yeah. It's very cool. The point of view, first person is really neat. So, of course, we're looking at the video here for me. We've got some of your biggest fans here in attendance. One of them actually corrected me. I'm not a fan. I'm a stan.
Yeah.
How dare I? How dare I ever get that messed up? But we take these pictures of you in the back, and we usually just like, I don't know, I guess they put them up back there, but I thought we'd give away a picture and play a little game here.
Yes.
The song is called Me. You guys know the lyrics to Me?
There's a lot of me's.
There's a lot of me's. How many me's? That's what I want to know. So we're going to go around, we're going to guess like the jelly bean in a jar game back in school. So whoever can guess closest to the correct number of me's in Me is going to walk away with an autographed picture. We got the Sharpie right there of Laura. All right, here it is. Thank you very much. This is going to the winner. Where are we going to start? We're going to start in the middle, I believe. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You have the microphone. How many me's do you think there are in me's?
Oh, my God. That's mad pressure.
I know.
Closest without going over, by the way.
Dang. I want to say, like, over 75. I don't know.
Give me a number. You got to give me a specific number. 75?
Like 76.
76. Yeah. All right, let's pass the mic down to our next fan over here. How many me's do you think are in Me?
Okay, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to say 55.
55 me's. All right, let's pass it down to our final entrant, contestant.
Even lower and say 46.
46. All right. What do you think?
Okay, hold on. I'm doing the math in my head. Okay. We got 28 plus 28. 8 plus 8 is 6. 5, 6. Okay, 28 again. 6 plus 8 equals 14.
This is how Laura does math.
Yes, low key is. Okay. No, I'm gonna say we have quite a lot of me's. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna finish the math right now, so I don't bore you guys. But I'm gonna say we have like 90. Hold on, 70, 77, 84. 91. I'm going to say we have like 96.
96.
Yeah.
All right, you say 96. Can we pass the mic down again to the first contestant over here and just introduce yourself and where you're from? That's you.
Yes. By the way, your nails are amazing.
Woo!
It's okay.
I don't know my
Let's start with name. What's your name?
Marie.
Marie! Yay! Marie!
And Marie, where are you from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. I love it. The BK. All right, you said 76, right? Yeah. There are 133 me's in Me. So, Laura, why don't you sign that for Marie? And then you can actually just personally give that to her. But let Laura sign it first, Marie.
Side of my middle name is Marie, so Marie and I are basically twins.
There you go. There's already a connection. All right. This is awesome. Very cool. And you're going to write your middle name on it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, you have to.
Okay, hold on. I feel like the pressure there's so much silence while I'm signing. I'm like...
Better get it right. You better spell your name right.
I know.
I'm glad you remembered your name. I thought there was a moment there where I go, oh my gosh, she's not going to be able to win. How's she going to get home? She doesn't remember where she lives.
Marie, get over here. Hi. Hi. Oh my God.
Here, come up. Murray, come up.
I was just... Thank you for just being awesome, guys. I love you guys. Can we talk about your outfit for a second?
After. Guys, we're doing a show right now.
Sorry. We're cool.
Chill out. All right, let's get to, in addition to all that, we have some questions from the audience. So let's get to our first one right here.
Hey.
Laura.
Hey.
So I was wondering, after being Allie and Austin Alley, like, has that like inspired you to make music as like in the single in the future, like for me as an example?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, to be honest, I always loved music, even before doing Austin Alley. But that's why Austin Alley was just like the dream show for me, because I literally like played a songwriter and got to like do music. Definitely, I gained a lot of confidence from doing the show. And even though I always wanted to have a music career, that kind of made going into the music world easier. So that was awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. Let's get to our next one. It's going to come from right over here.
Hey.
Hi, Laura. I love you.
I love you too.
If you could collab with anybody that you haven't collabed with yet, who would you pick for your perfect collab?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Well, I always say Pink because, like, I don't know if you guys know this, I love Pink. But also, actually, Lauv, Lauv. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
It is Lauv,
yes, because it's like loud, but Lauv.
You say lav like a lavalier mic?
Same, I
Yeah,
did too.
I think it's
and
Lauv.
then I got shamed, so that's not how you say his name. But I think he's awesome, and I love like his music, and it really inspires me. So I think he'd be an awesome collab.
I think that's a great pick. I think you guys would go really well together,
Yeah.
just sonically.
I think so.
Yeah, that's great. We'll look forward to that. All you guys at Lauv on Twitter.
I know.
All right, we got time for one more question. Where's it going to come from? Oh, Marie, look at that. Marie just killing it today. Can we get another round of applause for Marie? There you go. Was that a dab? I think she just dabbed.
That was like a not committed dab.
It wasn't a dab.
A polite dab. It wasn't a dab. Okay.
Oh yeah. What do you do when you have writer's block?
That is a great question. Sometimes you just have to leave the room, which I kind of hate doing because then it kind of makes your day so much longer because you usually like go out to eat lunch and then you'll just like talk about a bunch of things. And one thing I do, it's funny, like I think sometimes as a songwriter, you're looking for something magical to happen when sometimes you're just gonna maybe write a bad song. So I hate sometimes when you have writer's block and you like go to get lunch to like, think of other things and you're talking about like having a salad and you're like, yeah, this salad is giving me all the feels. And someone's like, all the feels, that's a great idea for a song. Let's write the song about that. And I'm like, I mean, I guess I was just talking about my salad, but like, cool. So sometimes you have to leave the room and other times you just have to work through it and commit. And if you come up with something not great, that's okay. It's just you have to like almost get out all the not great stuff before you reach the really good stuff.
Great question.
Yes.
And where are you from?
Brooklyn.
Sure, I just wanted to test you. You didn't know before. All right, well, Laura, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, for you at home, Me is out and available everywhere now. Do you have, maybe you can't say the date, but when do you think we're going to get Not Today?
Well, I was going to say a date, but maybe I shouldn't say a date yet, only because I don't want to commit to... It's going to be in a few weeks. It's
In
going
a
to be
few weeks.
Yes, it's going to be pretty
All
soon.
right, before Thanksgiving.
It'll be before Thanksgiving.
All right,
for
we
sure.
look forward to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Thank you so much. One more time, guys, for Laura.
Thank you, guys.